And I think instilling that in kids from a young age, whether it's football, whether it's martial arts, whether it's anything creative, having that level of confidence and support from a young age can really help you move forward in life.
So, man, first of all, welcome.
Welcome back.
Welcome back.
Because this is the Welcome Back series.
We're here, man.
Yeah.
Episode
8.
Wow.
And this is the climb. But the climb doesn't just start from the top.
No.
Because we've got a lot to unpack in this. But this is actually the introduction.
It is.
Because think about it, we've done 7 projects, we've put them out with good response.
Listen, so much as we love what we're doing, we feel like there might be more out there in the sense of like what we can contribute to the society.
Definitely.
Do you understand? So
definitely.
It's been a beautiful journey.
It has.
You know,
and
we've had that discussion. First discussion, I said, you know what, let's talk about this.
Yeah.
And where did I take you for your first meeting with me?
Deluxe Man.
Congolese restaurant.
Yeah, Congolese restaurant.
For those that know, the best spot in the place.
Yeah, hands down. I'm a frequent regular.
Best food.
Yeah,
you know?
Frequent regular. You know I love my Congolese food.
You go there more than me. You went there behind my back,
which
I will never forgive you for. Behind my back, you went there.
Oh, several times. I've been. Yeah. The infidelity is rife. It's rife. Trust me.
Purely.
So my cousins there came from New York. I took them there. Yeah. Listen, the infidelity is rife.
It's different. It's different. But
oh no, definitely.
That started becoming a place where we start to meet a lot.
Yeah.
And talk about, you know, the issues in terms of like the industry, because commercial and residential goes hand in hand.
Yeah, they're both part of real estate.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So we started to have conversation and visions about what we want to do outside of work. You know, and then 2020 happened.
I remember it was 2019. This was a year that I was doing very well in my career.
Yeah.
And this is when I started speaking to like my directors, and I was starting to have some ideas because I was watching actually the guys over in the US, a couple of them having YouTube channels, and this is where they were using the YouTube platform to showcase what they were doing. But actually it was less about selling properties itself. It was more about introducing the people and personalities. If there's one thing that I've understood from working in real estate is it's people then property. As crazy as that sounds, of course, real estate in its own word is property, but actually the real part of the estate is the people from my perspective. And the same applies for commercial as well. And I think we connected in that kind of vision. So this is when I kind of snuck off with Elam and I said, hey, I'd like to shoot this video. It's gonna be like a tour similar, you know, but just try it as a first iteration. Right. That was not something we've released, but you'll probably get to see some clips as we're talking about it now, because it's an unreleased video. But that was the initial concept, because as much as I like to talk about ideas, I also like to keep it very minimal in terms of describing an idea, because I like to just speak to say, hey, I've got this idea, let's film it. Because once you see it, you're like, I understand the objective. When I showed it to you, that was when you were like, okay.
I see where you're going with this.
I see where you're going with it. And this is when the first thing you pointed out to me, I'll always remember this, because this is where you came in and you was very instrumental in your input in this.
Yeah.
Because one, there was no director at that time. It was just me and Elam.
Right. And
like a person doing BTS or behind the scenes. Whereas you came in, the first thing you pointed out was like, this is a great concept. There's a lack of motion. And I took it to heart. I was like, what do you mean? I was offended. But at the same time, I stopped and I was like, you was like, believe me, there is life that you can bring out of what you're trying to capture here.
Right.
And that was when I understood, okay, do you know what? We need to work together. And I think our initial project was like a podcast that everybody tried during 2020.
Everyone wants to start with a podcast.
Yeah, we wouldn't have to go into that. But
just to let you know, this is not a podcast.
No.
It's just a nice little reflection catch up, but.
And most importantly, it's an introduction to who we are and as to why you're seeing us on screen. Right. And what we've done up to this point. I think it's better that we introduced later than initially. But we started off and then we did the first commercial video. Yes. Again, not released.
Not released.
But it was
we have a lot of unreleased work that
do.
We've kept in our catalogue.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So the portfolio is bigger than what you see on the YouTube platform.
Correct.
YouTube has only 7 videos?
7 projects, yeah, 7 videos in total.
We've done quite a lot.
The website. Yeah, we've done more, definitely. Probably over 10, because there was, even in that space, there were like 2 more that we did.
Right.
But again, unreleased, because it just got to a point where it was like, I think we need to really hone our approach in, and that's where we really sat down as a team later on in 2020 and said, this is our approach, because we didn't want to just throw a video out there for the sake of it. I think those initial videos were good trials and errors. And actually, from my perspective, that was where watching the first video and like the first few, even the commercial video to now, one thing that I implemented as a personal was writing down an actual script. Before, I was winging it. And when I watch the videos back now, I can see that I was just winging it. I was just saying what came to mind. And initially it's good, but freestyling in a long form video, when you're describing different areas of a property, or you're showcasing, that's what you're showcasing.
That's what it is.
Elements of it, if it's live footage, of course, you're naturally gonna have to be, you know, kind of impromptu, whereas...
How did you find it with the script writing?
Much better.
In terms of like the whole
process? It was like 10 times better, because I didn't have, I wouldn't say I didn't, but I was less nervous in front of the camera because I knew what I needed to say, and then I could focus more on my delivery. And bearing in mind, I have absolutely no experience being in front of the camera. None. So this was a brave, this was just a brave experience to say, look, I don't care. I've got industry experience. I've got the passion to do this. I don't care how bad the first video is. That's going to set the benchmark, and we can just keep getting better. And we can use our own content as our own review, and we can get feedback from whoever else, and we can just keep improving step by step, step by step. And I feel like looking back at the 7 videos, that's what's happened. But again, then after doing the commercial video, which was very exciting, but we faced a little bit of pushback, but it's not an issue, that's part of business. That's where we said, okay, we need to legitimize this. If we're gonna start this and make this a journey, let's start this as we mean to go on. And I've always made that a very clear objective. Anything we're going to do is not what we want to do in the short term, is what is the long-term objective, and then we can work backwards. Otherwise, what's the point of doing it? I'm not doing this to just ride a wave or start a trend.
It's not just a shoot and drop, shoot and drop. No. So the beauty behind this as well is we had a vision, do you understand? Showcasing this part of it, but sharing with the world the beauty behind life, living and work and communities in London was the core value.
Yeah, correct.
And each project started with discussions, do you understand, with people, groups, businesses, which has been absolutely astonishing. We've met a lot of CEOs, we've met a lot of directors, architects, designers, all kinds of people, and sharing their vision and seeing, you know, the level of synchronicity that we've had in terms of building with them has made them want to jump onto the journey with us, share the journey with us. So that's the beauty, you know. I believe connectivity in all aspects is what's needed.
It is.
You know, when you're doing this kind of thing.
Yeah, 100%, because we've been to different networking events, we've come across different people.
Phenomenal people, man.
Yeah, 100%. And it's, I think this journey is also demonstrated how many interesting people there are that are doing fascinating things that are undocumented.
That is true.
And I think from our perspective, you know, of course there are unreleased contents, but we've done 7 videos in total. It started off with an element of residential property, but actually mixing in the surroundings. And then we've elevated it, but also
communities, local businesses, you know, all kinds of things.
Exactly, because at the time, everyone, you know, during the 2020, 2021, everyone was consuming digital content because that was the main thing to do across the world. And at the time, property tour videos, and still are, but were definitely very popular at the time.
That's true.
When we had the initial discussion, I said, look, we can sit here and do property tour videos, but we're just gonna fall into the rest. We come from London. This is our home city. We know it back to front, and we're very comfortable 100%. Here. And that gives us a level of acceleration to be like, look, let's showcase this of how we see it, not of what we want people to see, but actually we're gonna showcase it from a Londoner's perspective. And I think that's what I've always, from my perspective, wanted to put across and bring out from our projects. And then you've got the likes of your directing, which is just the cherry on top. And then Elam is, listen.
You know what I like about the group as well? Because a lot of people see the video and they just think it's 2 people. So it's just you and a camera person. But there's a team behind this.
Of course.
An amazing team. And everyone gives everyone their flowers, which I love about this team.
100%.
We acknowledge people's works. We literally showcase people's works as well. You know, everyone's building their portfolio within this project, within this journey. So from what we shot, I feel like just video after video,
yeah,
visuals start improving as well.
They do.
You know, so we have to give credit as well to the other filmmakers that's worked with us.
Of course.
The multiple editors that's worked with us.
So big, massive shout out to JB,
Exactly.
Manuel, and also Stephen as well.
Yeah.
And anybody else and Hassan, because he's done a BTS.
Joel
as well. Yeah. And there are going to be many more. And I think this is the beautiful part of the journey, is we've started off as a small team now, and even within that, everyone's still doing their own thing as well, which is better, gaining experience, coming back, because like everyone's going out to come back, and it's a constant rate of improvement.
Yeah.
And it's a learning journey. The part about this is most better. I've even learned and understood more about the creative process when it comes to filming, editing. There are so many technicalities.
A lot of information.
There are so many technicalities that I had no understanding for, because I've come from a corporate background. But this is where mixing the corporate with creativity is almost like not a new industry, but well.
Although you come from the corporate, don't leave out, we both come from corporate, but outside of work life, we always have been passionate about cameras.
Correct.
We've had our cameras of our own.
Correct.
Do you understand? We used to do a little bit of videography ourselves back in the days. We know elements of editing, so we know exactly what we want to project out into this world, which is really, really amazing.
You were doing, what was you doing? Like music, was it music videos?
Music videos, I used to do a lot of documentaries and just a lot of shots. So I was around a lot of creative people as well, which I still am. They're amazing people. Yeah. We'll be doing videos with them as well in the future. And that's where I wanted to share my vision with you. I said, Lamar, I love what you're doing. Residential side, we definitely need to showcase this side of London, do you understand? And that's where the journey has been beautiful. 2020 definitely was a change for everyone. It's been a quiet city. It's been a quiet world.
I feel like it was a reset.
It was a reset.
It really felt like a reset.
But we all had an opportunity. Everyone was given an opportunity, and that was time.
Correct.
And with time, you had a choice of what you want to do with that time.
Correct.
And this was a perfect time, you know, for us to actually say, let's take this risk.
Correct.
Let's take this risk and make things happen, you know?
No, 100%. So what would you say are some of the successes from your perspective of this journey?
Wow.
Because I want to focus on that, and then we can talk about the challenges and other stuff as well.
This is a success, but it comes as a challenge as well. It was a challenge, but it's just amazing. So, you know you're working with the right people when they take the biggest risk with you. This is the biggest risk taker right here, sitting right here. The biggest risk we ever took was during 2020, we said, you know what? Let's leave what we're doing, put what we're doing on pause, and then go full on with this. Yeah. We'll come back to our work, maybe in a year or two. Yeah. And I can ask anyone to do that. Yeah. Not everyone's willing to put their career on the side, which is understandable, but yours willing to take that risk with me. We literally built this from the ground up. The company, Pembridge Media, has been built from the ground up. Correct. Everything we've done, you know, we've worked together, late nights, constant calls. You come to my house, I'll come to your house. We're working on like the whole back end of everything. Yep. So that has been a success for me. Number two is the level of consistency. Yeah. Do you understand? Life, business, everything you have and you desire to do in life will have up and down moments. Yeah, 100%. But the fact that you don't give up, and the fact that you have someone that could always be a good sense of motivation to you as well as you are to them, it's amazing, you know? 100%. So that has been another form of success. Fair. And the third one is us still sitting here today. There you go. Do you understand? This is not a failing thing. Hey. This is not a. Let me cheers to that. Cheers to that. Cheers to that. This is not a, hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. We're going to talk about skincare products. You know, no, we're not selling. We're not selling. This video is not sponsored, but we've passed that stage. It's here to let you know we're literally. We're here. Still going. Definitely. And I love that, man. I love that. I respect you. I respect everyone in the team. I appreciate it. It's genuine. Yeah. You know when something is genuine, you keep it around you. Yeah. Genuine people. Everything's just done with pure heart. Yeah. You know, and that's what I'm all about. It's more than just reaching to the end goal. You want to work with people that you know have the right heart. Correct. Towards everything, and that's what I'm all about. You've got to have the right characteristics, right minerals, and head screwed on. And acknowledge people for what they're good at. 100%. You understand? Don't force people into things that they don't want to do. Correct. If someone's comfortable, you know, holding the mic and they just want to hold the mic, let them hold the mic. Yeah. You can't make them do the makeup artist or stylist. Don't give them that kind of responsibilities, you know. No, of course. So At first, I'm not gonna lie, I was a bit camera shy. He used to tell me, do you wanna come on camera with me? I said, you better not even ask me.
8 episodes, I finally broke him. 8 episodes, it's taken forever. I've been telling him forever, please come on camera.
You know what?
7 rejections, the 8th time, persistence, it pays off.
Yeah, of course.
It pays
I
off.
rejected his offer, decline. You are not going to see me. The camera will not see me, but today I'm here.
Of course.
Today I'm here, and I said, you know what, maybe it's time.
Yeah.
It's time to share my thoughts, share my perspective as well with the amazing Lamar, you know.
No, it makes sense.
Which has led to 7 episodes. We're here, we're reflecting, and
I would say from my perspective, the successes that I would touch on would be number 1, actually starting and formalizing the company.
Right.
And that process of us coming together from different industries as well, but different mindsets, but we're all in the same generation.
Right.
And bringing something together that we can actually stand behind and say, this is going to be our brand moving forward. Number 1. Number 2 is we actually, from my perspective, achieved the main objectives that we set out when we start. Right. And I said to everyone, look, from my perspective, the objectives that we need to achieve is to set a foundation.
Absolutely.
That's the objective. If we set a foundation and the business comes to a point where we can make a living off of it and it takes off initially, great, guess what? We've exceeded our expectations.
For sure.
Most importantly was to set up a foundation and then we'll review in basically 1 year's time. Because that was a time frame, we knew that was our sacrifice.
We reflect on a yearly basis.
And we work on it, exactly. And it, there were a lot of no's, there were a lot of troubled times, not troubled times, but challenges that we faced. But guess what? Tough times never last.
Only
tough times don't last. Tough people last.
Tough people last.
So from that perspective, we've built 7 projects from having nothing. And I think, although we can look at it as, we did 7 projects, we started off with 0.
Yeah.
We just started off with an idea, a concept, and we actually had to go out there and start this from scratch. And even then, there is still room for where this could grow to, and that is exactly why we've set it up. We didn't set it up as, property media company or lifestyle company. It's Pembridge Media. Pembridge Media is going to define what it wants to be along this journey, because that's why we set it up. Rather than pigeonhole ourselves and restrict ourselves in a certain area, I said, no, let's not do that.
No.
Let's open something up.
That's true.
And make sure that it gives us enough room to be, elements of versatility.
Do you want to let them know why you chose the name Pembridge?
What, Pembridge? No. We're going to save that.
I guess we'll never know.
Yeah. That's going to be an exclusive. We're going to save that for probably like a 10-year anniversary.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll save that because I think that one needs to be. There's a little billy in that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, moving forward, now that we've touched on like elements of successes, of course, doing the 7 projects, there have definitely been challenges faced along this journey, and that comes with starting a self-employed business. Right. 100%. And I think go through the journey of working, being employed, PAYE, to then being self-employed, I really understood and appreciated those who are sole traders, self-employed, business owners, entrepreneurs. 100%. I now understood it because I had skin in the game and I was 2 feet in, and I realized exactly how challenging it was. Initially, it was a big concept. It was like, it'll be easier. You can be your own boss, earn your own money. You can take more home. That's the mindset of everyone in London. We all have this idea of we want to jump into being our own business, starting our own company. But when you really, really think about it and the length behind it, the effort behind it, look at all these small businesses, for them to still be standing here till today, running. It can be a small 1-person company, 5-person, 10-person. Give them their flowers because they're doing absolutely an amazing work. 100%. They haven't given up. So that's amazing. And most of the people, whether it's developers, like shop owners, those who are running like sports enterprises, they're all self-employed on the smaller scale. Their impact is definitely felt by their communities, and I think that's something that's really beautiful that we're presenting as well. Obviously, we're not the only ones or the first ones to do it, but we do it our way. Of course, because we have to add our sauce in. Everyone has to have their own element to it. So no, of course. I would say from my aspects, the challenges faced was not knowing where our next business or deal or transaction or project would come from. But that, with hindsight now, was also part of the journey because the persistence remained. Because 7 projects didn't happen we left and then started Pembridge and we had 7 projects lined up. It was literally have to start this from ground up. But I would say some of the other challenges that we faced is how many no's you receive
I was about to touch
as
on
a self-employed business because you're not established. And truth be told, that's just the way the world of business works.
Of course.
We can sit here and cry about it and, you know, and say, oh, you know, how comes we didn't get this and how comes we didn't get that? That's fine. Because in due time, the receiving calls will be on the other direction. But
Do you know what else I was going to touch on just before we go to the next topic as well? The amount of businesses we have come through. We've worked with amazing companies.
Yeah.
And one thing you need to learn in the business world is not every business you have to work with. You know, work with what fits your journey.
Correct.
Those that see the same thing as you.
Yeah.
If your business is just about the money, you know, if it works for you, if it works for you. If it doesn't, doesn't. But, you know, the ultimate goal for us is longevity.
Yeah. Correct.
Do you understand?
Yeah, yeah.
You want to go down a journey and you want to work with people that see the same horizon as you. And we've come across people like that.
Correct.
And we've come across some short-term vision people.
Correct.
Who had different visions.
Yeah.
So.
And it's not to say that one is right and one is wrong.
No.
It's just they're different.
Different journeys.
And matching those who see a similar vision to you is always the best way to go.
Absolutely.
And that's probably the best part about being not just self-employed, but in general.
Right.
You know, you're going to have people that not necessarily short-term vision, but some people just view things differently. And I think there's an advantage in that because it depends on what it is.
Exactly.
But you ultimately want to find your match if you want to move forward in a certain direction.
That is true.
And
That is true. So to experience all of that, you know, it's not walking on cloud 9 and everything's beautiful. It's not walking on hell and everything's worse. It's understanding like this is a heartbeat.
Yeah.
You have good moments, you have bad moments. And it's the same thing with life. The same thing with your personal journey.
Yeah, it's definitely been it's been a journey, and it's just something to look forward to because we're looking at this stage now 3 years in.
Yeah.
And like I said, we've started this for it to go on for a longer period. So what it will look like in the next 3 years and 3 years after that, these are all beautiful milestones to look forward to.
Awesome.
What I would want to touch on next, because I think now that we've discussed elements of the journey of Pembridge, and we'll always go back to it and add on as well, because again, we've done multiple projects.
Right.
What would you say was your favorite project out of the 7? And this is not necessarily just about what was filmed, but the process, what we captured, and maybe the relationship that we built as well.
Me being someone who likes to connect with people, it would have to be the Notting Hill episode.
Okay, fair.
Notting Hill project, as you would say. Reason being is, I remember that day like it was yesterday. And the person that filmed this project is the same person behind the camera now. And I'm not just saying it for the sake of saying it, but the people we have come across, not just the local businesses, but the people within the community, the people within the area have been absolutely amazing.
Yeah,
you know,
definitely.
Hearing the journeys, we didn't capture it on camera because we was having discussions, but working with like the CEOs, hearing their stories, how they've started their businesses.
Business owners.
Amazing, you know, why they're doing this.
And the impact on the community as well.
Notting Hill has to be one of my favorites.
Okay, fair.
But
no, your decision has been made.
I'm conflicted.
No conflicted.
I know which one you're gonna pick as well.
Why?
I know which one you're gonna pick. You want to tell?
No.
I want to say, all right,
it's my choice.
Cool.
I would say from mine, it has to be the community video. It has to be.
I was going to say that one.
I love all other videos 100%, but the community video, the reason why I like that, I guess it's probably from a work perspective as well. One, I was on camera less, and this was the first episode that we did where it was less about me presenting and more. This was definitely more of a showcasing, and it was an insight, almost elements of interviews, but it was essentially a mini documentary. It was essentially a mini documentary, and going to 3 different sports clubs or enterprises in London and seeing the positive impact that they're having for the next generation coming up.
Right.
You know, you've got a football club in West London, you've got a judo club in West London, and then you have a karate club in Southeast London.
A judo club we used to go to as well growing up.
So that's another thing. So there's an element of like a childhood reconnectivity that we passed in the episode, but actually, from my perspective, it's so good because I felt, and to this day, I still feel a lot of the positive impact from going to those clubs and what that instilled in me, confidence discipline, like a sense of accountability, but also a sense of self that I understood, and accomplishment. I think the best thing to see, especially out of all of the kids, is they would go to compete, they would challenge themselves, they would lose. I lost in competitions, but they would also win. I've won in competitions. And this was from a very, very young age, especially judo, because judo was the first element of competition I ever experienced. And that was from age, I think age 8, age 9? Age 9. I think it was about year 4, so age 9, all the way up to about age 12. And, you know, I went through tournaments. I remember going to my first tournament, lost, second tournament, silver, then bronze. And then I won my first gold medal ever in Belgium. Imagine. But it was a journey. And like, even when we did the video, there is John Jane, who is a tall American guy. Obviously, he's tall now. We were obviously of the same age, and when we was at the club, I used to hate like going up against him
because he was good.
He was good. No, he used to beat me up. Like he would absolutely, like, it was a joke. Wow. And I always remember as well, like, I don't know, his what do you call it? His lapels were always very tough. But anyways, it doesn't matter about that. That's a small detail. I remember the details hand in hand. But I used to hate going up against him until the coach or the sensei kept putting me with him. Right. And eventually one day I actually beat him, and then I beat him again. And then it was like, okay, and that was when I started winning competitions. Right. Because initially the defeat wasn't working, because for me it was like, oh, I hate going up against him because he's going to beat me. And then eventually I had to keep getting put in front of him, And guess what? It worked. And I think instilling that in kids from a young age, whether it's football, whether it's martial arts, whether it's anything creative, having that level of confidence and support from a young age can really help you move forward in life.
The climb is coming out of a place where you've had your own journey by yourself and you want to put yourself outside of your comfort zone, do something you've never wanted to do. Do you understand? Yeah. And that's where we started to talk about many things we wanted to do, things on our bucket list.
Yeah.
And we decided to start small.
Yeah.
You know, we said, have we ever been hiking on a mountain climb?
Yeah. And I said, yeah, I have. I have, I've done it before.
For me, it was my first time. Yeah. I said, you know what? I want to find a very big mountain somewhere in the UK. Let's just climb it, you know? And we went on a road trip to Wales. Yep. It's been amazing. Yep. Brecon Beacons to be exact. We climbed the top of Penifan. Yep. Listen.
886 meters above sea level.
This is not for the
sea level, but yeah, sea level.
This is not for the weak. This requires prayer, fasting, castor oils all over your body. You need to make sure you are ready for this. So I was not ready for this. I just thought one mountain, we're there in 30 minutes to an hour. Yeah. And we're cool. We could not see the top of the mountain until we went to the third mountain.
Third mountain, yeah.
So once you get to the first mountain, you will see the second mountain. You won't see the fourth. And so it took us approximately
2 hours.
2 hours and 30 minutes.
No, 2 hours.
2 hours.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. I took pictures from when we started at the bottom with like the sheep, etc. And all the way at the top, it was literally 2 hours. Yeah. Yeah, it was 2 hours, and then 1 hour to come down.
It was amazing. Yeah, it was amazing. And that was a real character builder.
It was.
Because from where we started, we have met a lot of phenomenal people. People who came from Holland, all parts of the UK, families. After the first mountain, they gave up. Yeah. They turned around, they said, forget this. Peace, I'm out. Yeah. They went home. We said we're not giving up. And this is what our friendship was about. This is what Pembridge Media is about. Yeah. Not looking back, regardless of how many people turn around and say, I give up. Yeah. Let's go. We have a destination we want to reach. Yeah. And
I think there's I don't want to interject you, there's a small key element in that is, along that journey, taking a pause where necessary to carry on. Pause.
A lot of pause.
Because how many pauses did we take along that journey?
I don't know, 50, 1,000. I don't know, we took a lot of pause. And the thing is, I appreciate doing this with Lamar because, let's just say I wanted to take a pause. He was willing to take a pause with me. If he wanted to take a pause, I'll take a pause with him. Yeah. And it was just that thing where we'd respect, you know, each other's time and each other's effort throughout this journey. So 100%. It's been amazing, absolutely amazing. We have some snippets as well, videos, pictures that we took.
Of course.
Which was amazing.
The journey was interesting because Brecon Beacons for me is also another reconnectivity to, I guess, to my youth and my teenage years, because when I was in the cadets, that was from like what age? I think it was 16 at the time. I was 16. This is where we actually went to Wales and then we climbed Brecon Beacons then. So I've always been aware of Penny Fan. I think we did the longer walk up like Fanny Big and other ones as well. But yeah, we did the whole loop, we just went straight up. So I've always been aware of Penny Fan. I think we did the longer walk up like Fanny Big and other ones as well. But yeah, we did the whole loop, we just went straight up. Yeah. But for me it was like, I want to do this again. One, to re-accomplish, and two, after going through everything that's happened in life, I actually feel like climbing a mountain is a physical representation of the journey that we've gone on, because you start at the bottom, everything seems like the mountain in front of you seems that is high. You eventually get there and you're like, oh, there's another one.
And you think that will be it.
And then you're on another one, you're like, oh, where does this not stop? And then when you get to the third one, it's interesting because even from the second mountain up to the fourth hill, but second rise, that's where the conditions start changing. Because at the bottom, you're protected from the wind, sunshine, it's nice.
Humidity, everything's beautiful.
Yeah.
The air is,
it's fresh. But as soon as you get to the second hill, the wind picks up, and that's when you start to face the elements of Mother Nature.
Yes.
And that's probably the challenging part of, you might see it in a video, but that we experience. And again, it's another microcosm of what life is. You're going to face different conditions along the journey, and sometimes you just got to pause for a moment, catch yourself. Even if it means you need to retreat a little bit to come back to fight another day.
We 100%. Have literally faced every single weather in that climb, that one climb, except snow. But we've experienced everything.
Yeah, we did.
I believe it was after the second climb where the wind was so strong, and I'm a heavy guy, so for the wind to just blow me away. I'm a big guy.
Fear in my life. I feared for my life.
Nature put fear in my heart.
Yeah. Mother Nature showed me, listen.
I'm a big guy, so so for Mother Nature to have that strength here to blow, I've seen people fly away.
Listen.
No mercy shown. Do you understand? Yeah. So it's actually amazing for us to actually experience every reason. That climb has given me every reason to turn around and say, let's go back. Yeah. I've had every reason. The rain has told me turn around and go back. The wind told me turn your ass around and go back.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah, definitely.
But the moment you hit the top,
accomplishment.
Words can't really explain, do you understand, until you're actually doing it.
Yeah.
So everyone who's been there as well to the top, it's amazing. We've met people who were in the military as well.
Yep.
That climb.
We met the lady, I think, where was she from? Northampton. That came by herself.
Yeah.
Her friend was meant to come, but cancelled. She was like, I'm still going. I'm going by myself. I was like, are you here by yourself? She's like, yeah, I'm here by myself. Yeah. So my friends were meant to come, but they cancelled, and I said, I'm going. That mentality for me is very key, because even for me, like, I'm going to Scotland next weekend.
Yeah.
And then we've got a road trip. I can't wait for that. Listen. Oh, listen.
It's going to be a very beautiful road trip.
Belgique.
We're going around Europe, the whole of Europe. Nice, beautiful road trip. We're going to drive there, but that mindset of we're still going to do this, we're still going to go regardless. You know what it's like, when you plan group trips and not everyone can make it. Everyone has that, I'm down, yes. Of course. I'm down.
And then life takes place.
Life takes place. People have, certain circumstances,
commitments, it happens.
It's not going to stop us.
The journey
it's not going to stop us.
Of course, 100%.
So we managed to say, you know what, we're still going. And that's the mindset. That's why I really appreciate doing this journey.
Of course.
With my best friend as well, it's amazing. Just like go through life, take these steps, like just experience things that you wouldn't do on your average every day. So it's amazing. That climb, it's a real character builder. You think about everything you want to accomplish in life, everything. For me, one of my goals is to be at the pinnacle of understanding, health, well-being, physical strength and all that kind of thing. So climb made me think about that.
No, 100%.
The journey of Pembridge Media as well, we have a goal. It might take us 5 years to get there, 10 years, 1 year, we don't know, but we're still going.
Definitely. My perspective, the part that I really liked about the climb as well is we were with nature.
Yeah.
In fact, funny enough, I had signal. I had phone signal. I was making a few phone calls.
Our reception is beautiful.
I know. I had 4 bars of reception at the top of a mountain, 886 meters above sea level.
Shout out to Vodafone.
Yeah, I think mobile phone network companies, we need to have a conversation, because That's an interesting one. But no, all jokes aside, being disconnected from city life.
Right.
I'm a city man. I've grown up as a city boy. I'm a city man now. But again,
not me.
Being disconnected from concrete, from the hustle and bustle, from the commute, from all of the social aspects of the city, and being back in touch with elements of nature.
Right.
Driving through the mountains and appreciating the natural beauty of landscape. It's incredible. Because it's a nice mental refresher to remind you that when you're in this melting pot, this pressure pot of London, because it's a pressure pot, let's not mistake it any way, shape or form, that there is still life that happens outside.
There's more to life than just a city. There's more to life than just man-made, you know, construction. As much as we appreciate the amazing architect design that went into building cities and, you know, buildings and everything, you won't realize how beautiful, you know, nothing beats nature, as they would say, nothing beats nature. And you won't know until you just get out there.
No, 100%. And I think the only thing now that I would bring as a final element of this discussion, where next?
That's a beautiful question. The viewers will have to wait, you know. Wait and see. We're taking everyone with us to this journey. And we're going to keep it transparent, you know. That's why we decided to have this episode.
Sit down.
To reflect, to look back, to see everything that we've, you know, been through and how it's going, where we're going. We're still here, we're still standing. We've got amazing, beautiful content. We're not gonna disclose that right now, but just keep your eye out.
All in due time.
Episode. It's gonna be amazing. It's gonna be amazing.
Once it's released, it's released. So you're gonna have to hold your horses, enjoy what's here currently.
Right.
But don't worry, we're coming. And when we do, it'll be worth the wait.
So before everything ends, we want to give a big shout out to everyone that's worked out with us. Elam, Emmanuel, Stephen, Joel. Who else am I missing? JB. You know.
And that's just within our team.
Of course, Hassan.
Hassan as well.
Amazing people. And the people we've worked with in terms of partnerships.
Correct,
So I know you're watching the video, we want to say thank you. We've got amazing projects that we're going to be doing in the future as well.
Of course.
And yeah, just keep an eye out. Pembridge Media is bringing you a lot of good content very soon.
Of course. And we look forward to welcoming you back to the series. Take care.